Hello everyone, Sector here, and as I promised earlier, in my PC case, that being the Cooler Master TD500 Mesh, I promised that I would at one point swap components from one case to another, from the old case to the new case. So I blew this a bit with my air compressor to make it more palatable, and we are going to begin, that being me and myself. I will take this apart as much as possible, and I will see just how far I get in terms of managing to pull this off tonight. So it's not the earliest, but we will have to see how well this goes. Of course, we will begin by taking the video card off the GPU and afterwards I am going to see just how much work I have left. Next up will be the PSU most likely, and afterwards I'm going to see if I have to take off the CPU cooler, which means that I will have to once again use thermal paste on the CPU and redo the connection. So this has been it for the intro. Now let's get to work. So this is a bit of an update. We removed the GPU, and we also unplugged most of the cables, all of the cables from the PSU, also from the motherboard. So I'm anxious to see if I do have to remove the cooler, because if I do, once again I have to replace the thermal paste, but I don't have that much time to do so. So if I don't have to, I won't do it right now. Taken apart, this is how they look: the SSD and the PSU, which is a really good one. Not the most expensive, but the Focus series were really good, as I have heard they have been replaced with another model. It's the G80 GX 850. Okay, Taipei, Taiwan. Once again, the real China. This is an update. We removed some of the screws holding the motherboard in place. These were the screws. This one as well. However, we have this one, and the space is rather tight over here. However, I think I can get away with it, but I need my other tool set, because it has an extension, I think, and I hope this is going to work. I'm back, and this is the tool set. It's a Vera in German, or Vera. It's a beautiful tool set. It cost me quite a bit, but it's German, and it's not made in China, it's made in the Czech Republic. And it's a really nice thing to have. Český produkt. This is rather big, so I'm not really just how effective this is going to be. However, we have to try and see if we can get away with it without having to dismantle the PSU. We did dismantle the PSU without dismantling the really nice high quality parts. It's German engineering and Czech execution make for the best kind of thing, make for the best solution. German engineering and Czech execution make for the best European solution. And this is the extension I was mentioning. So I put my faith onto this one. See just how nicely it slides into place. And this is the Cyclops, or the Cyclope. The Vera Cyclope. Okay. And let's see if it actually goes in over here. And we actually get away with this. I think we don't. I think this is too big. We might actually be forced to remove this. Does it work? Because it's big. But I cannot get it to really reach into the profile of the screw and to allow me to lift this off. So most likely I will be forced to lift this up, which isn't the best of the things. However, we might make use of this. Well, guess what? So this eccentric bit, the flabby thing, is exactly, it turns out, it is exactly what we needed. So next up, as you can see, we can safely remove the motherboard without having to remove this and to reapply the thermal paste. Because as I mentioned to you, there's not much time. I also removed the support screws from over here, and this is how it looks. So I actually removed these screws. However, I was pleasantly surprised to see that, like a self-respecting case manufacturer, it comes already pre-installed with the support screws, and this makes for a much cooler installation procedure. So we are going to install it over here. As far as I'm concerned, it should be a hassle-free experience. Let's see. This appears to be slightly bent. Is it bent though? I guess it is. Whoever touched this didn't like my configuration, so most likely it bent due to some idiot actually touching it. But I have no fear. I will unbend it and I will carry on with my procedure. This is how it is coming along. This is an update, so we don't have any kind of fan over here, so the procedure should be easier. I am going to see if I'm actually going to mount a fan or not. This is odd. I guess it will straighten out when I have anything mounted on it. Otherwise, there was plenty of space and plenty of organized interior, so let's get on with our work. So a nifty thing to do is actually take a piece of toilet paper, fold it twice like this, and normally it should have stayed in place. This is the point I'm trying to make. But don't give up, because we already have installed the toughest to mount bolt over here, and from here on now things should be simpler in theory. And I also hope this will apply to practice. This has been put into place and fixed by the means of screws, and we are ready to move on. I had taken off the back panel. See over here this nifty thing. Really interesting, but the connectors aren't in the best shape possible. It's rather interesting. So yeah, this is how it looks on the computer. Of course, it receives air from the bottom, and this is how it cools. It works. Let's see how well this is going to be mounted in place.